Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I welcome you again in this series of lectures on endocrine system. And today in this lecture we will mainly focus on chemical messengers. Fine. We all know that our body is composed of billions and trillions of cells, right? And these cells, which our body is composed of, these cells communicate with each other. Okay, these cells in our body, they communicate with each other, and this communication between the cells is called as intercellular communication. Intercellular communication, and it is also called as cell signaling. Now, these body cells communicate with each other through some special chemical substances which are called as chemical messengers. Okay, I'm repeating this. Our body is composed of billions and trillions of cells, and these cells have to communicate with each other sometimes, and these cells communicate with each other via the chemical messengers, and this communication is called as intercellular communication or cell signaling. Fine. Suppose here is one cell and it has to communicate with the other cell. Fine. Now this cell communicates with the other cell through some special chemical substances which are called as chemical messengers. Chemical messengers. Fine. Now these chemical messengers transmit this signal, transmit this information from one cell to the other cell. Okay, and the cell from which they are transmitting this information is called as control cell. Control cell. It is also called as secretory cell. Okay, and this cell is called as target cell to which this information is delivered. Fine. These chemical messengers, they transmit the information from one cell to another cell, and the cell from which the information is taken is called as control cell or signal cell or secretory cell, and the cell to which the information is delivered is called as target cell. Okay, now these chemical messengers are of four types. These chemical messengers are of four types, and the first type is the endocrine messenger. Endocrine messenger. The second is Paracrine Messenger. The third is Autocrine Messenger. And the fourth is Neural Messenger. Fine. So we have got four types of chemical messengers. The chemical messengers are the chemical substances which are involved in the cell signaling, which are involved in the intercellular communication. Okay. The first one is endocrine messenger, second is paracrine messenger, third is autocrine, and fourth is neural messenger. So let's first discuss the endocrine messenger. The endocrine messengers are usually hormones. Okay, the hormones which are secreted by the endocrine glands in our body, the glandular cells, and these hormones are the best example of the endocrine messengers. Okay, what happens here? We have the control cell, okay, control cell or signal cell, fine, and this control cell is releasing the hormone, and this hormone is released in the interstitial fluid. That means the fluid which is present outside the cell. Fine. This interstitial fluid receives this hormone, this chemical messenger, this endocrine messenger, and then from the interstitial fluid, this hormone or this endocrine messenger goes into the bloodstream. Fine. This endocrine messenger or this hormone goes into the bloodstream. Fine. And through bloodstream, through blood, when blood is circulating throughout the body, and through blood, this hormone is delivered to the target cell. Okay, so whenever the hormone or chemical messenger is secreted by the control cell into the interstitial fluid, and interstitial fluid, say this hormone or chemical messenger goes into the bloodstream, and then through bloodstream this hormone or chemical messenger is delivered to the target cell, this is called as the endocrine messenger. So whenever the chemical messenger is delivered to the target cell through the circulation of blood, that is called as endocrine messenger. Fine. Then we have got the second one, that is called as paracrine messenger. Paracrine messenger, when the control cell and the target cell are the neighboring cells. Okay, paracrine messenger is involved for the transfer of this information, for the transfer of this signal from the control cell to the target cell when both these cells are the neighboring cells. Okay, suppose we have the control cell here or the signal cell, and we have the target cell here. Okay, and this control cell is releasing the chemical messenger, that is the paracrine messenger, okay, into the interstitial fluid, and from this interstitial fluid this messenger goes and transfers this signal to the target cell, which is a nearby cell. Okay, so no blood circulation is involved. This cell is releasing this messenger, chemical messenger, into interstitial fluid, and from interstitial fluid this goes directly to the neighboring cell. Okay, and the example for this we have prostaglandins, we have histamine, okay, then we have prostacyclin, that is actually a special type of prostaglandin, and so many other actually. Okay, so these prostaglandins, they are released from the control cell or the signal cell or the secretory cell, and they are released in the interstitial fluid, and from interstitial fluid they go to the target cell. Fine, so this type of messenger is called as paracrine messenger. Then the third is autocrine messenger. Autocrine Messenger. Autocrine Messenger, actually these are those chemical substances which are released by any cell and their target cell is the same cell. Okay, suppose one cell is secreting a messenger. Okay, one cell is secreting or releasing the messenger. Okay, and this messenger goes and acts on the same cell. Okay, when the chemical messenger acts on the same cell from where it was released, this type of messenger is called as autocrine messenger. Okay, and the example for this is leukotrienes. Okay, so leukotrienes are actually the inflammatory chemicals which our body is releasing. The mast cells are releasing actually these leukotrienes, and these are the inflammatory chemicals, and they are released in response to any allergy or any asthma attack. Okay, so they are actually the bronchoconstrictors. Okay, apart from doing that bronchoconstriction, these leukotrienes go and act on the same cell from where it was released, so that more and more leukotrienes are released from the cell. Okay, so this type of messenger where the signal cell and the target cell are the same cell, this type of messenger is called as autocrine messenger. And then the last one is neural messenger, and it is also called as neurocrine messenger. Fine. So neural messenger जो है, it is actually released from the neuron, the nerve cell. Okay, and these neurocrine messengers are actually of two types. First is neurotransmitter, and the second is neurohormone. Okay, when the chemical messengers are released by the nerve cells or neurons, those messengers are called as the neurocrine messengers or the neural messengers. And they are divided into two types. First is neurotransmitter, and then there is neurohormone. Okay, neurotransmitter, suppose this is one neuron here. Okay, and this neuron or nerve cell is releasing a neurotransmitter. Fine, and this neurotransmitter goes and acts on any other neuron. Okay, or it can go and act on any muscle. Like I said yesterday, neurotransmitter has the target organs. It can be any other neuron. It can be the muscle cell. It can be skeletal muscle. It can be the smooth muscle. It can be the cardiac muscle, or it can be any other tissue in the body. Okay, this neurotransmitter is released from the neuron, and it goes and acts on the other neuron or any other muscle. Fine, but the neurohormone is released by a neuron. Neurohormone is released by a neuron, and this neurohormone goes into the circulation. This neurohormone goes into the circulation, and through circulation this neurohormone is taken to the target cell. Okay, I'm repeating this. The neurocrine messenger is released by a neuron. You can see here neuron is releasing the neurotransmitter. Here also neuron is releasing the neurohormone. So neurohormone and neurotransmitter, these are the two types of neurocrine messengers, and neurocrine messengers are released by a neuron, but depending upon the target cell and the mechanism, we divide it as neurotransmitter and neurohormone. Here the mechanism is neurotransmitter is released by a neuron and it goes and acts on the neuron, or it goes and acts on the muscle cell. It depends upon the site of release. If this neurotransmitter is released near a neuron, it will stimulate that. If it is released near a target cell, it will act on that. Okay, but this neurohormone is released by a neuron, but after being released, it goes into the blood circulation, and through blood circulation, it is transported to the target cell. Okay, and the best example for this is our posterior pituitary. Posterior pituitary gland. Okay, posterior pituitary we are going to discuss in the upcoming lectures. Posterior pituitary is actually the part of pituitary gland, and this posterior pituitary gland secretes two important hormones. One is the oxytocin and the second is antidiuretic hormone. Okay, and both these hormones are actually the neurohormones, because both these hormones are actually released by the nerve endings, and both these neurohormones then go into the circulation, and through circulation they reach and act on the target cell. Okay, so these are the 4 types of chemical messengers we must know, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can watch my upcoming videos on the go. Thank you.